I'm Dr. Terry Zickerman, CEO and founder of Love Somebody. Thank you for joining us tonight. We're going to go through our presentation deck. We are raising on StartEngine. Love Somebody is the first and only sunscreens in the United States certified by EcoCert Cosmos Natural. My family and I founded the company in 2012. We were visiting Point Pleasant Beach in New Jersey, and we had conversations about sunscreens, why we couldn't find anything that was truly natural and truly safe. And I decided to make my own. So after 6 years of research and development, Love Somebody was born. I mentioned that we were visiting the beach and we had a conversation about sunscreens. And if you're not familiar with sunscreens, sunscreens typically will state the ingredients that are on the packaging, the active and inactive ingredients. The active ingredients are what protect us from UVA and UVB rays. The inactive ingredients is the carrier, the lotion that the active ingredients are on. And my family and I had a conversation looking at sunscreen saying, why couldn't we find something that was truly clean? Being a doctor and understanding chemical composition of a product, and just as a general consumer, we looking at different sunscreens and couldn't find things with ingredients that we can trust, and I decided to make my own. If you're not familiar with the sunscreen market, it's currently a $10 billion market, just sunscreens. And if you include sun protection like After Sun and some other cosmetic products, it's over a $14 billion market. And sunscreen can be broken up into different categories. Sunscreen as the premium sunscreens and the non-premium sunscreens. And the premium ones are known as the clean or greener sunscreens, where the other ones, the commercial sunscreens, are the sunscreens that are commercially made. What is really growing at a rapid pace is clean and green beauty. It's growing at a substantial pace, outpacing traditional cosmetic growth, because today people are looking for clean and green skincare. They understand it's not only important what you put into your body, but also what you put on your body as well, for ingredients that are transdermally absorbed into the skin and into the plasma. Well, going back into 2012, when I started the company and we'd be doing research, there was a lot of different research out there, preliminary research, that sunscreens really were not safe for humans and they weren't safe for the environment. UV filters, what protect us from the sun, had these synthetic chemicals that were made, and they were questionable because they also affect people's hormone levels. And this really wasn't talked about in the mainstream news, but EWG and other scientific literature was starting to post about this. And what was typically recommended at the time was that companies should start fresh and come up with new formulations, and really no company started to do that. What the UV filters are made of are either a mineral filter or a synthetic chemical filter, which help block or reflect UV rays from the skin. Mineral filters are known as zinc oxide and titanium dioxide, and they sit on top of the skin and they reflect and refract rays, where synthetic chemical filters actually that are made in a laboratory go onto the skin. They're absorbed into the skin, and that's why you have to wait at least 15 minutes to use them. And when the sun and the UV rays hit the chemical filter absorbs the energy, the chemical breaks apart, and that's actually how the sunscreen works. Now, if you're not familiar, 2 of the chemical filters out of the most common 12 ingredients that are used in America are being banned all over the world: oxybenzone and octinoxate. Not only, as I mentioned before, block hormone issues with hormones, but as well not safe for coral reefs. There was a study done starting about 6-7 years ago, how octinoxate and octobenzene in the smallest concentration started killing the coral reefs. Actually, one drop in an Olympic-sized swimming pool. So Hawaii has banned oxybenzone and octinoxate. A country next to the Philippines, Palau, has banned oxybenzone, octinoxate, and another 8 chemical filters. The U.S. Virgin Islands has banned oxybenzone and octinoxate. You can't use these ingredients in Mexico, and on. This is what's going on in the sunscreen space. As I mentioned, these ingredients are killing the coral reefs, but these ingredients are also going into our skin. And there was a study by the FDA over the last 2 years that found that these chemical filters that are being transdermally absorbed into the skin are not only lasting longer in the blood than the FDA ever thought before, they're also at levels that the FDA doesn't have any research on to validate that they're actually safe at those levels. And these ingredients stay in the blood and plasma much longer, up to 30 days. So what we did was, our initial research starting in 2012 was to find a superior group of ingredients, both active and inactive ingredients, that would not only be safe for humans, but would also be safe for the environment, using non-nano mineral ingredients that were larger size particles that were safe for humans, but also were safe for the coral reefs, as well as inactive ingredients that were all agricultural or plant-based, as well, using no GMO, no petroleum-based products, no parabens or phthalates, and no animal or animal byproducts like bee pollen or beeswax as well, for the products to be vegan as well. So we use ingredients that are mineral-based, zinc oxide, titanium dioxide, and plant-based ingredients, and water as well, like vegetable glycerin and vitamin E, which is tocopherol, and natural ingredients like sunflower oil, and from the ingredient list you could see that are all agricultural based. We started working with EcoCert in 2016 to validate what we were manufacturing was going to be truly distinct products that was unlike any other sunscreens in the world, that were not only natural and safe and effective, but they were third-party validated, that consumers had a guarantee that our products were truly safe, that there was no greenwashing, that we were just stating that they were natural, but they were actually the sourcing of the ingredients, the packaging, the labeling, the ingredients that we use to clean, all of these things that we do, from sourcing the ingredients to manufacturing, is truly sustainable, to be one of the leaders, not only in the sunscreen space, but in the cosmetic space as well, and really be a ambassador for other brands to really look up to, something that we were doing that was unlike any other products in the market today. So all of our ingredients are validated to be 100% natural. The packaging, which is not only either biodegradable or recyclable, we're using over 50% post-consumer recyclable. The packaging and what we actually put on the packaging has to be validated. It is truthful and accurate, and our production is audited every single year, that the ingredients that we're purchasing, as well as the cleansing ingredients, are truly safe and truly natural, that we can then validate our formulas are 100% natural, unlike any other sunscreens in America and globally as well. We launched our current line in 2018 of SPF 30 and SPF 50 body sunscreens that could also be used on the face, but were basic sunscreens that were truly superior because they were thinner formulas that didn't leave any whitening. They would dry quickly and rapidly, and they would offer not only protection for UVB, that's what SPF stands for, but also protect for a higher level of UVA, which is required for the European requirements for selling sunscreen. At least 1/3 of the product has to protect for UVA, which Love Somebody does, and most sunscreens in America can't be sold in Europe or other countries because there's truly not enough protection from UVA. As I mentioned before, what's really growing in the sunscreen area as well as the cosmetic area is wellness, and consumers looking for ingredients that are not only safe but truly effective, and will also be something that is gainfully healthy, to not only be eating well and exercising, but using products that are truly safe to use on a daily basis. Consumers of all ages have really started ramping up looking for cosmetics and sunscreens that are safer than these chemical sunscreens today. Last year, we launched our facial sunscreen that had some additional ingredients in there that were beneficial to use as a daily sunscreen every day of the year, because it was not only just a moisturizer and a sunscreen, but had phytosterols and ingredients that help prevent wrinkling, help prevent age spots, and really to keep the skin clear and protected from UVA. And it became our best-selling product very quickly. This May of 2021, we launched our tinted formulas, our Glow Natural Tinted Mineral Sunscreen and Moisturizer in 4 shades, lightest to deepest: pearl, sand, tan, and cocoa. And they all launched on QVC television throughout the United States. And we did exceptionally well, selling over $5,000 a minute. And the formulas act as not only a moisturizer and full SPF 30, meeting the European requirements like our facial product, but also have a hint of a tint to blend the skin complexion, where somebody doesn't have to use makeup to have a natural look, that it blends all 3 in one. And unlike some BC creams that are out there today, where the only tinted moisturizer on the market, both in the US and globally, that is 100% natural. As I mentioned, QVC, we did very well launching the tinted formulas. And the beginning of 2022, we have revised our facial and body formulas to be a little bit thinner, that they would go on very lightly and evenly. And what we were able to do in developing the formulas and updating them were to make them dry faster. Rather than a couple of minutes, they dry in 30 to 60 seconds with no whitening, no white cast. They're not tacky or sticky, and they actually just feel unbelievable. We're really proud of what we've been able to accomplish with them. We also, for the tinted formulas that we launched in May, we switched over to all PCR tubes that we're going to be using for all of our sunscreens going forward. We initially launched our body formulas in these types of plastic tubes, and what we had learned is that it was easier for consumers, our clients, to get the sunscreen out of the tubes. And as well, with the tubes now, a lot of our clients, and being a green company, it makes a lot of sense now that we're using recycled plastic in all of our packaging, both in the tube and the cap as well. We have all of our formulas that are patent pending with the USPTO, and we've trademarked our logo and company name across the largest global countries that will be selling as well as distributing all of our sunscreens. If you're not familiar, this summer there was a company called Valisure that found and tested, and they found out that 78 different lots of sunscreen contain benzene. Benzene is an ingredient that is not in any cosmetic product, and it is not in any sunscreen. It was a contaminant that shouldn't have been there, and it causes cancer in the tiniest amount. And it was recalled by one major company for 2 sunscreens. That was 5 sunscreens that were recalled, and the other 73 other sunscreens that were found to have benzene were not recalled yet, and they should have been recalled because consumers continue to use them with benzene contamination. People have been searching what has caused this contamination, and our position on this is that while companies have not come out conclusively how this has happened, typically benzene is associated with petroleum-based cleansing ingredients. So somewhere in the process of these companies either sourcing ingredients or manufacturing the product is most likely where the benzene contamination occurred. Our peak season in 2020, 2021, 2022, 1918 through 21, e-commerce sales grew over 100% year over year, and year to date, we were up over 163% over the prior year. Our biggest marketing as far as for what we're doing to bring brand awareness, when we do Google retargeting ads for Love Somebody or Amazon, it gets really over a 2.5% return on the investment of doing that marketing. Now, consumers, as I mentioned, have been searching, because of the coral reefs, because of what the FDA has stated that only zinc and only titanium in the FDA monograph that they feel are the only 2 ingredients that they can clearly state are category 1 in the monograph. The other chemical filters they've asked manufacturers are the chemical sunscreens for more data, and the FDA has not stated if they're going to let companies continue to manufacture them in the future or if they'll look to ban them going forward. We're not sure. We're planning on launching some additional products over the next year, which will be non-sunscreen, into some types of body and cleansing products as well, that we look to be 100% organic, which doesn't exist on the market today. And typically it's because cleansing ingredients and preservative systems are very difficult in the natural product space. Our points to growth are expanding our marketing and our distribution, not only into the US, but into Europe as well. The additional products, increasing our volumes, increasing our public relations and our marketing, and growing our sales exponentially year over year. And a huge launch for us will be Europe next year, because we'll be the only line of sunscreens that have Cosmos certification. As I mentioned, our digital marketing is very important for us for our Amazon and Love Somebody sales, and we're going to continue to focus on that, as well as our retailers that we work with in America, including Credo, Full Lane, Detox Market, Pharmaca in the United States, and Amazon and Detox Market in the US and Canada, looking to launch Amazon and some additional retailers next year. We've had a tremendous amount of public relations on the brand that can be found on our website about all the press. We've been written in over between 50 and 100 publications over the last couple of years, from Organic Authority, Refinery 29, Today, Mademoiselle, all different periodicals and cosmetics, and from television to magazine to internet. It's a lot of it is posted on our website under press. And we have 7 different melanoma organizations across the US recommending Love Somebody sunscreens. And we're so proud of that, because melanoma, when people have stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, stage 4 melanoma, or if they're melanoma survivors. Melanoma is the most common cancer today, skin cancer. It's also the most treatable cancer today. And we feel that with awareness of our products, that consumers and our clients could start using sunscreen, or more of our clients will use sunscreen because the products are 100% natural and can feel confident in our formulas, not only protecting them, but also that are good for them. Our 3-year growth plan includes the digital marketing, increasing our volumes, increasing the distribution, increasing our OTC sunscreen and non-OTC products as well, and doing different events that are social media, marketing, television, and also brand ambassadors for the brands, as we're using some more micro brand ambassadors to middle tier to larger tier ambassadors that are promoting Love Somebody not only across the United States, but across the globe. Europe is really exciting, as I mentioned, because we'll be the first sunscreen line of products with Cosmos certification in Europe, and such a bigger market than US. We're still focused on the US, but Europe will be a great for us because we do have so many of our clients, and from Europe, people reach out to us almost daily to ship sunscreens, but it's very prohibitive to do it because of shipping product abroad is expensive. That's our focus for Amazon Europe. QVC, that we launched the tints this year, is looking at launching our revised facial and body formulas and increasing our direct-to-consumer marketing. If you're not familiar with some of the sunscreen activity that's happened over the last couple of years, there's brands been like Supergoop and Sunbum that are acquired by larger companies for very healthy valuations. And that's a possibility we can see over the next couple of years with a brand like us that have truly proprietary products that are different than the other sunscreens on the market today. I'm the CEO and founder of Love Somebody. I worked in finance, being a doctor. I worked in finance for over 23 years, and I left Morgan Stanley in 2017 to then launch Love Somebody in 2018 after the 6 years of research. And we have our 2 board members, Dr. Brian Brazo, who's an oculoplastic surgeon and eye surgeon in New York City, and Kevin Gallagher, former CEO of Croda International, one of the largest raw ingredient manufacturers in the world. And our head of marketing is Amy Rudgerd, head of sales, Tracy Aschenbrenner, and head of public relations, Julia Labatten, all seasoned pros that have worked in the cosmetics and beauty space, all of them for over 20 years or longer, each of them, and have helped us grow distribution and line into clean beauty. And now that we're looking at very large retailers in 2022, not only in the US, but Europe as well. And here's my contact information as well. Here is the StartEngine link to the site. Our mission is to be known as the cleanest sunscreen brand, not only in the US, clean and healthy and effective, but across the globe. And as a shareholder, we'd love to have you on board, not only to be one of our shareholders, but to go through the journey with us. I'm going to open it up to any questions, so please feel free to put some questions in the chat, and I can answer them now. If you're not familiar with the StartEngine platform, StartEngine is a Reg C platform which lets companies that are pre-revenue or revenue generating like Love Somebody to be able to raise assets before being public, that are not traded on the public exchanges. Love Somebody, it is our goal over the next couple of years to become a publicly traded company when it's the right time. We've had a lot of interest from venture capital companies come to us, family offices, about buying out a dominant position in Love Somebody. We're not interested in doing that yet. Just we want to really be able to launch all of our products that we have in the pipeline over the next couple of years. And maybe we look to partner with a larger company to help us with global distribution over the next couple of years. Yes, we make our sunscreen formulas are in SPF 30 and SPF 50 formulas. Our facial formulas, the untinted moisturizing mineral face sunscreen is SPF 30. The Glow Natural tinted formulas are SPF 30. And then our body formulas are SPF 30 fragrance-free and scented, and SPF 50 fragrance-free and scented. Okay, I see I have a couple of questions here. First question is, how would we compare ourselves with Sunbum? So Sunbum is a company that I would personally mention that did a tremendous job with marketing and distributing their products. But Sunbum is not known as a sunscreen that is selling into clean beauty channels, meaning that they're selling into the mass market channels. They do make some mineral sunscreens, and they do make chemical sunscreens, and they make blends of both. But when we look at sunscreens that use ingredients that would not pass certification, that are known as not clean or not natural, I would categorize us as being a third type of sunscreen. Number one being commercial sunscreens that are the mass market brands. I would put Sunbum in that category, as well as the category number two, sunscreens that sell premium brands that might be chemical or maybe mineral, but they sell at higher price points because of their packaging or the use of better ingredients. Sunbum can probably fit into category one or possibly category two. Category three being 100% natural origin. That's where Love Somebody lives and has 100% natural certification. And that's how we would differentiate us and Sunbum. Next question is, how will we grow substantially and scale the business without compromising our ethics and the quality of our products? Well, it's a terrific question also. To be able to scale up, we've done the most amount of work with the certification and the sourcing of our ingredients and of our packaging. So to continue to scale, we have to continue to be buying the ingredients that are certified advanced, that are actually tested, that don't have any contamination, and our packaging has to be scalable, that there's no leaching of the packaging, and it's also environmentally safe. So in doing that, we've readied ourselves to scale tremendously, because the certification includes the annual audits every year. Now, the question also may be asked is that, well, you're buying these ingredients, do you have multiple points of different, if somebody runs out of an ingredient? Yes, the ingredients that we're using, we have multiple different distributors, but we cannot just go and buy one from somebody that doesn't have an approved ingredient. The scale takes into consideration, we have to be purchasing ingredients that are sustainably sourced and are certified in advance. We just cannot go out and purchase something from a vendor that we actually didn't do that testing, as well as for the packaging and for the cleansing ingredients. But for all of the products that we've made so far and for the products in the pipeline, we'll be able to scale into the millions of units, just like a commercial brand, but being obviously 100% natural and sustainably sourced. Any other questions? Okay. Well, again, I'll put up the StartEngine website. If you do have any questions about using the StartEngine platform to purchasing shares, our minimum is a 300 shares. Our largest investor had put in over $1 million about 2 years ago. So our largest shareholder, our largest investor had put in over $1 million. Myself and my family are the company's largest shareholder, and we have investors that have put in. We have 6 medical doctors that have been very large investors, a veterinarian, a couple of medical doctors as well as on board, an oculoplastic surgeon, GI doctor, general surgeon as well, which have all put in substantial amounts of money because they themselves not only believe in the products and they're using them themselves, but many of them are not only recommending them to their families, but recommending them in their practice as well. And that brings us to one other point, is that we've been selling in the Green Beauty Space channel and Amazon and Love Somebody, the Derm channel. We've got a lot of requests from dermatologists throughout the United States and also spa, and we look to start launching those in the beginning of 2022 as well. Do you have any additional questions? Well, please feel free to shoot me an email if you have any questions. I put that up before. You can indirectly reach us as well at inquiries@lovesomebody.com. That's INQUIRIES at LOVESUNBODY.com as well. On the StartEngine page, there's an area for comments that you can reach out to us directly. And if you have any questions, particularly about the platform uses, can be funds to be wired for shares or credit card purchase as well. Check if there's any other questions. Okay. Well, again, thank you. Thank you all for joining us tonight. Look forward to having us on board and joining us. Just mentioned there are some perks on the site about some free perks as being an investor in Love Somebody as well. There's also a break even. Investors putting in 25,000, there's a 3% discount. 50,000, there's a 5% discount, and at 10,000, there's at 100,000, there's a 10% discount. Shares are currently $1.10 per share, and the discount would be at 25, 50, or 100,000. And as I said earlier, the minimum is 300, and we look forward to having you on board. Have a terrific evening.